Let's review our Sunday school lesson for today. We're in our spring quarter for the months of March, April, and May, entitled Jesus Calls Us. And we're looking at Jesus's earthly ministry and connecting it to the birth of the New Testament church following Jesus's death, resurrection, and ascension. And we're looking at the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, as well as the book of Acts. We are in unit number 2 for the month of April, entitled Experiencing the Resurrection. And in these 5 lessons from the Gospel of Luke and John, we're looking at the importance of the resurrection in the birth of the New Testament church. Our lesson for today is lesson number 7 for April the 16th, 2022, entitled Friends, Food, and Fellowship. Our printed passage is John 21, verse 1 through 14. Such a beautiful story, familiar story to all of us, that takes place in Jesus's earthly ministry after he ascends. Prior to this time, Jesus has spent most of his earthly ministry helping to train his disciples to be leaders after he leaves. But note here this one, Peter, who is a leader among the apostles. The Bible says Peter, who was a fisher of men with Jesus, after Jesus's death, he is now a fisher of fish. And he says to the disciples, I go fishing. And because he is a leader, the other disciples said, we go with you to fish. What an impactful influence he has. And then after a fruitless night of fishing, Jesus calls them to the shore and asks if they have caught anything. And he says, cast your nets on the right side. And out of obedience, they catch a large amount of fish. And all of a sudden, Peter realized that it was the Lord. And again, watch this as a leader. He jumps out of the boat, starts to go to land. And the Bible says the other disciples again followed him in little ships to Jesus. As a leader over ourselves, over our families, over our jobs, over our churches, in whatever various arena you are a leader, we have to lead knowing that we have influence to lead people. What will we lead them in doing? Will we lead them as Peter did the second time into following Jesus? Or will we lead people away from doing what Jesus asks us to do? The command was to go and to make disciples and to baptize, not to go back to becoming fishers of fish, but Jesus wanted to make them fishers of men. So as leaders, we have got to lead individuals into being obedient followers of Jesus. And the only way we can do that, even as it's called to us as the New Testament church is, the only way we can do that is when we all are following the resurrected Jesus. When we're following him, he can lead us and complete his mission and his purpose through us.